What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the channel. Today I will be restoring these headlights on this 2008 Lexus GX 470. As you can see, headlights have seen better days. They are very oxidized, very hazy, very whatever you want to call them. They're just bad. Let me bring you in, let you see what I will be using. So we'll start off by taping off all the edges around the headlight just because I don't want to wet sand the paint. Then I will clay bar the headlights because you always want to clay bar, get rid of any debris that's on there because you don't want to wet sand on a dirty surface. Headlights are in pretty bad shape, so I'm going to start off very aggressive with 800 grit, followed by 1000, 2000, and then 2500. This is just water. You obviously just want to rinse off the headlight every time you do a pass of each type of sandpaper, each grit. After all that's done, we will go ahead and use a pretty aggressive compound with a microfiber pad, followed by a polish with a foam pad. This is my Adams Swirl Killer 3-inch. That's what I'm going to be using. And then once all that's done, I will coat these headlights with Optimum's lens coating. This is a permanent coating. It is pretty expensive and you don't really get a lot, but you barely even use any. So a little bit goes a long way. So I think it's fair and it's permanent. Let me get this taped up and then I'll bring you guys back in when I start the process. All right, so everything's taped off. You see I got everything around the edges. I didn't need to do it up here, but there is a rubber molding gasket type thing around here, and I don't want to damage it, so I figured I might as well just do it. Normally, if there's nothing up here, you can just open your hood and don't even tape up around here. If I didn't mention in the beginning, this process obviously can be used for other vehicles, not just this vehicle. You can go ahead and follow these steps, and you should see some amazing results. So let's go ahead and start clay barring, and then we're going to go ahead and start the wet sanding process. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and start off with 800. Obviously it's already wet, I did the other headlight. So first we're going to do, we're going to spray it. And then start wet sanding. You're going to start to see the film start coming off. You're going to see a lot of dirty, yellowy liquid. That's all the oxidation coming off, and that's what you want to see. A lot of people like doing the, they just buff it and call it a day. That's good and all. It'll look good for like a month or two, but eventually it'll come back because you didn't really take all the oxidation off. The layer is still there. So what wet sanding does, that pretty much removes all the oxidation, the layer of oxidation that's on there. And then you're left with a nice clear plastic lens. And then you coat it and it'll be good as new. Alright, so 800 grit is done. It should look just like that after you finish. Don't panic, that's supposed to look like that. You want to make sure all the old UV coating and clear coat, whatever they put on there from the factory, is gone. So just let it dry, go over it, make sure you don't see any shiny spots like that. If you do, then just go back and wet sand it a little bit more. So that's what I'm going to do right now. Once I'm done with that, I'll go ahead and start with the 1000 grit. Alright, so 1000 is done. We're going to go ahead and move on to 2000. All right, 2000 is done. We're gonna go ahead and move on to 2500. All right, so the wet sanding process is complete. This one's obviously already dry, and this side is still wet. I just finished doing it. But I'll go ahead and take off the 3M tape around it because I'm not going to need it because I'm going to be buffing the headlights. It's not going to hurt the paint. So once I get all this stuff off, and I'll set up the buffing, and I'll bring you guys back in. Alright guys, so wet sanding is done. I left this green tape on here just because I know I'm going to be polishing a lot in this area. I don't want to damage or burn through the this rubber grommet around the headlight. So got my polisher here, got the 3-inch microfiber pad on here. We're going to be going with the Meguiar's 110. Go ahead and prime it. Once you got the pad primed, go ahead and spread it around the headlight a little bit. As I'm spreading it, it's already kind of getting clear. So we'll start off at 2, and then once I got it spread around, I'll speed this up to 5 or 6, and I'll go ahead and start buffing. All right, let's see how it came out. What do you guys think? Looks like new, right? So I could be done at that step, but I'm gonna go ahead and polish this as well. I probably don't need to, but me being me, I'm gonna do it anyway. So let me get the polish and the other pad, and I'll be right back. All right, so I got my foam pad on here now. We'll pretty much do the same exact step that we just did. Like I said, I don't need to do this, but I just feel like I want to, so I'm going to do it. It's my car, so. Looks good, right? Here's the other side, already done. So next step, I will go ahead and set up and get these headlights coated, and that'll pretty much be it. All right, so we're pretty much ready for the coating. Before I start, what I did before that, I wiped the headlights down with Clar Bar eraser. What this is pretty much an oil and polisher cleaner. You want to get the headlight, the plastic, as clean as possible. You don't want any oils, you don't want any polish left over, because you want the coating to stick to the actual plastic and last as long as possible. In this case, it's a permanent coating, so you want this to go onto the plastic, not any oils or polish that's left over. So let me go ahead and get it, and we'll start the coating process. All right, so I got my coating ready. I got my applicator pad ready. This is from G-Technic. Opticoat sends their own applicator pad, but I just like this one better. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pour some on the pad. And then just start the coating. All right, so here we have the final results. All the headlights are done. I also went ahead and did the fog lights. They weren't as bad as the headlights, but figured I might as well just do them since I was doing the headlights already and everything out. So again, we'll run down on what we did. Clean up the headlights, clay barred, wet sanded, compounded, polished, and then applied a permanent coating on it. Some people tell you that all you have to do is buff the headlights and just put some wax on it. No, I mean, it'll look, you could do that, but it'll look good for maybe a month or two, but then the oxidation will come back. I feel like you have to wet sand to get the old oxidation off, because then if you don't, like I said, it'll just come back. So thanks all for watching. Let me know what you thought in the comments, like the video, and I hope to see you on the next one. Thanks.